Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing something a little different. I feel like I need to get my jazz hands in here because we are trying a new setup. I'm really just in my kitchen. I want to do a calm declutter. You guys have asked me for that. By the way, my nails are off because of quarantine, so just don't mind them. They're looking crazy. So what we're doing is I'm going to go through my highlighters and do a declutter. I have a lot, as you can see here. The way that I store mine is in these boxes, or these, well, I guess they're like shoe boxes. These are from the Container Store, and I just kind of keep them in a big dresser. So I'm not the most organized beauty guru. A lot of people want to see my makeup collection, and it is really not that exciting to look at in the sense that this is how I store things. So I have like highlighters in this, blush in another, primers, you know, and so on and so forth. I have way too many highlighters. I'm looking at this right here and it is overflowing. Probably, I'm gonna guess there's 50 or more highlighters in here, and my goal is to declutter and maybe get it down to 30 or something more reasonable for me, even though 30 is not reasonable, but you know what I'm saying. So I wanna go through here and just declutter this. We're in a weird time now with the coronavirus, and I'm trying to kind of put out content that I feel like will kind of keep you guys distracted, and something that maybe you guys have been asking me for that's not new releases, because obviously new releases are slowing down right now. I will do videos when PR comes in or new things come out. But right now I just want to focus on this. If you guys enjoy it, we can go on to do my blush and bronzers and my foundations. And I do want to do an eyeshadow declutter, eyeshadow palette declutter. I have, like 80, maybe 100 palettes. So that's gonna be the big daddy. So if you want that, let me know down below. Hopefully the lighting's okay. I'm filming with my little Canon, not my normal camera. So let's just go ahead and begin. So these are all my highlighters that I have right now. If I'm missing a couple, it's because they're brand new and I haven't put them in my collection yet. Usually if it's like still in the trying phase, then it won't be in here. But I have a good feeling that I can declutter maybe 20 highlighters, maybe more, depending on how ruthless I feel like being. So let's go ahead and jump in. So I'm gonna start off with this Lorac and Rachel Zoe highlighter. This is one of those that is a like really pretty, almost diamond-like highlighter. Very similar, actually a dupe for the Fenty Beauty diamond. I think it's called How Many Carats, yes. So I'm definitely going to declutter this one only because I have the Fenty one. I reach for it more. I do believe this Lorac one was limited edition anyways, so I want to hold on to the Fenty one because that's the one that I will be using the most. So very similarly, this is from Lottie London. This is the Diamond Bounce Illuminating Highlighter. Again, it is a dupe for the Fenty Beauty. This is the Fenty Beauty one. I am going to hold on to both of these just because, I don't know, the Lottie London is fairly new to me, and even though they're the same, I was thinking about doing like a dupes kind of video. So I'm actually going to hold on to both this and the Fenty Beauty. This is the How Many Carats. The How Many Carats, wow, I'm really just professional. By the way, I'm doing all of this upside down with the way that my tripod is set up. So but this is the Fenty Beauty How Many Carats. I've had this since it came out. I enjoy it. I will be keeping it. So here is another beloved highlighter. This is the Amrezy ABH. Definitely going to hold on to this. I love this highlighter. It's one of my all-time favorites. It grew on me. When I first started trying it, I was like, oh, it's okay. And now I'm in love with it. So I'm definitely hanging on to this. So next up, I have these three highlighters from Kaleidos Makeup. I really love this brand. I really love their eyeshadow formula in particular. These are their little highlighters like Comet Catcher, Solar Sailor. These are so unique, the packaging and everything about them. These shades on here are a little bit unique as well, like duochrome. This one's a little bit like green yellow. This one's pink. To be honest, I don't reach for these because I just prefer kind of a basic highlighter, and I love the brand. I love their eyeshadows, but I have to say I don't use these. So I'm actually going to declutter all three because I know that somebody else could get some use out of these, and they're just sitting in my collection as of right now. So here's a highlighter that I don't talk about often, but I did purchase this from the Jennifer Lopez Inglot collection. Definitely holding on to this. This is called Live in the Highlight. I really, really like this. It's dirty because I've used it a lot. It's a loose highlighter. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna hang on to this because I really like it. Next up, this is another favorite of mine. This is from Melt. This is Gold Ore. And this is what it looks like. And it is gorgeous. It is just a perfect gold intense highlight. Definitely hanging on to this. One of my favorites. Okay, so this is absolutely disgusting. This was hiding in my other beauty room with some older products. This is the Heat Wave Estee Lauder highlighter. This is like old school highlighter. So this is what it looks like. I have kept this around for so long just for the nostalgia of it, but honest to God, I do not use this. Honestly, this is very similar to the Melt and a couple other highlighters I have. This is just so old. I want to say 4 years old, maybe longer, I'm not sure. And I just don't use it. So I think it's time that I retire this, even though it like holds really good memories for me. I just feel like I need to let her go. Okay, so these, interesting, very similar to the Estee Lauder. You cannot get these anymore, and I really wish they would like bring this back, or the Amrezy highlighter. So I have So Hollywood in here, and I think the other one is called Starlight. These were some of my favorite highlighters. Beautiful, beautiful, intense highlighters. I just feel like I want to hold on to these even though I literally don't use them and you can't buy them anywhere. These are I'm gonna put these in the maybe pile because I feel like I can't make my mind up yet. So here's an oldie that I do want to keep. This is the Becca Champagne Pop. This was a huge highlighter when it came out. I have used quite a bit of this, and I do want to keep this. I feel like this is a staple product, and you can still pick this up, I believe. So I could still utilize it for like old school product makeup tutorials, so I'm gonna hold on to this one. So next up is one of my beloved highlighters. This is the Dior Backstage palette. This is the first edition. I didn't enjoy the second one, but I really love this one. You would have to literally fight me for this, so I'm definitely keeping it. So next up is this Soul Body. This is in the shade Platinum. So this is supposed to be like a body highlighter, but you can use it on the face. To be honest, it just doesn't pick up well with a brush. I feel like it swatches beautifully, but it just doesn't translate on the skin. So I'm actually going to pass this one along. So here I have a couple of the butter highlighters from Physicians Formula. So we have the Champagne, and then we also have Iridescent. I love this formula. One of my favorite drugstore formulas for highlighters, so I'm definitely gonna keep both of these. Here's an interesting highlighter I purchased from Danessa Myricks. This is a dewy kind of like cream highlighter. Honestly, I don't use this. I have a couple cream highlighters that I really enjoy. This one I just never reach into, so I'm going to declutter this one. So here's a highlighter I actually really enjoy. This is the Tartelette Chrome Paint Highlighter. I really like this. It is messy because it's loose, but it's really, really beautiful on the skin. So I'm actually gonna hold on to this because it's something that I enjoy, and whenever I use it, I feel like it looks really pretty. Here's another one of those Kaleidos highlighters. Obviously, it was down in the pile, and I'm gonna declutter this as well, but I just wanted to mention it. So these are some highlighters that are relatively new from Hank & Henry. So I have the shade Nightlight, and I also have Glow Bandit. Honestly, I just want to choose one to keep because I just have so many highlighters. I do not need multiple shades. So looking at these highlighters, I'm definitely going to keep Nightlight just because it's a little bit lighter, whereas this one looks a little too dark. So I'm going to declutter this one and then hang on to this one. So here's a product that I never use. This is from Patrick Ta, and this is his kind of spray highlighter, the Major Glow Spray Highlighter. I bought this when it first came out, and I just never use it. Even though it's pretty, I literally haven't touched it since it came out, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this. Okay, so here are two of the Nabla Cosmetics Skin Glazing Highlighters. These are stunning. So I have two shades here. Again, I don't need both. It's just too much. I do reach for this one more, which is called Ozone. It's a little bit lighter, and this one is called Amnesia, and it's a little bit more gold. So I'm actually going to keep Ozone and declutter Amnesia. Here's a palette from Ofra they sent up. This is the Glow Up palette, and this has a Beverly Hills, Star Island, Rodeo Drive, and Blissful. I do not need this because I have kind of all of my favorite Ofra highlighters separately. This is beautiful, but I'm just not getting use out of it, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass this along. On the other hand, two of my favorite Ofra highlighters, we have Glazed Donut, which Nikki Tutorials made, and then Rodeo Drive, so I'm gonna keep both of these because I use these the most. Here's a highlighter I use all the time and I never talk about. This is the Sheer Highlighting Duo in Reflex Gilt from Tom Ford. And this is one of those that I absolutely adore. This is so beautiful. You can see I've done some damage here. One of my favorites. I don't use this one as much, but I use this all the time, and you can still actually get this, which is kind of surprising because I've had it for so long, but definitely keeping this. So next up is the Cookie Highlighter. This is from Benefit. This is a beautiful highlighter, very blinding, and I'm definitely gonna keep this. This is fairly new. Very, very intense. My favorite highlighter from Benefit, so I am hanging on to this one. Another highlighter that I love, this is from Lunar Beauty. This is the Moon Prism Powder in Mars. This shade just works best for me. I love this packaging, but this shade is a beautiful pinky color, and when you apply it to the skin, it actually applies much lighter than it looks in the pan. Very intense. I love this. I will be keeping this. Here's a couple from a ColourPop collaboration. We have the Frosty and the Glow Burst. This is from their Bitly collaboration. They've had so many collaborations it's hard to keep up with, and honestly I just don't use these. This one looks to be glittery and almost like a little bit too dark for me, and then this one is very, very gold toned, and I honestly just don't reach for these at all other than I swatch them for you guys, so I'm definitely going to pass these on. So here I have two Artist Couture highlighters. I have Cocoa Bling and Gold Digger. I have decluttered a bunch of them in the past just because I found the shades that I like. I used to love Gold Digger, but it actually is a little bit more of like that green gold, whereas Cocoa Bling I enjoy more just because it's like that white kind of really blinding. So I'm going to keep Cocoa Bling and I'm going to declutter Gold Digger. So here I have two of the iconic London illuminators. I have Original and I have Shine. So one is just more pinky, one is more kind of champagne. I love these. These are intense, beautiful, and I use them quite a lot, even just under foundation or when I want that really intense look. So I'm gonna hold on to both of these. So here's a couple favorites of mine. These are the Model's Own highlighters. I don't even know if they make these anymore, but I have two here. This is my favorite. This one is so interesting. This is called Golden Sand. I would not say this is golden at all. It's a pink highlighter. So I'm gonna hold on to this because I genuinely love this product. And then I have another one here, and this is in Peach Pearl. It's very similar. Again, it's more pink, I guess, but I'm going to declutter the Peach Pearl and hold on to the Golden Sand. So another one I'm going to hold on to, I love this. This is the Natasha Denona Super Glow, and I have the shade Light Medium. I'm going to hold on to this one. Again, you can see kind of a theme here. I like to hold on to maybe like one or two shades of these because otherwise they just will not get used. So I love this formula. This is my favorite shade. I will keep this. So next up I have this product I don't think I've ever shown on camera. This is the Beauty Blender Glass Glow Shine Highlighter. This is actually beautiful. It's clear. It's essentially like a clear, just like wet looking gel. It's kind of like lip balm, but it doesn't disrupt my foundation too much. And I use this sometimes for photos if I want like a really natural look, but I want my skin to look insanely dewy. It's not the most practical for me, but if you have dry skin, I think you might like it. Same note is this Tower 28 Super Dew, and this is in the shade No Shade because there is no shade. These are just like clear products. They just make your skin look wet. I'm gonna keep both of these because these are my favorite kind of liquid highlighters that I own that give you that kind of wet look with no reflect. So here's a highlighter that I really like, but I don't reach for. This is from Elsie Cosmetics. This is in Luna. I have to say the presentation is beautiful on this. Packaging is a little bit bulky, but this is what it looks like. It's a nice pinky highlight. Very pretty, but I just have others that I reach for way more, and I feel like somebody else could love this, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter. So here's a palette from ColourPop that's my favorite palette they've done. This is the Dream Sequence highlighter palette. This is my favorite highlighter palette they've done, I guess. So in here you have 4 shades, and I really love these 3 shades. They're the Super Shock formula. Very, very pretty. I can even swatch this one for you. I mean, it is just stunning. I don't even know if they still have this. I guess I can just swatch them all. So, I mean, I just find myself really specifically this shade and this shade. If Ian doesn't stop texting me, I'm going to rage. He keeps texting me, but regardless, this is beautiful. You would have to pry this out of my hands, so I'm keeping it. On the flip side, this is a ColourPop On the Cusp highlighter, which is absolutely stunning, but I don't need it because I have that palette I just showed you and I can get a very similar look. This is absolutely beautiful, but I'm not gonna reach for it over that palette, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this. So here's another highlighter. If you hear snoring, puppy's living his best. But this came in a little kind of duo that I picked up from Sephora. This is Fenty Beauty Sandcastle. It looks too dark for me, but when I use it, this is insanely blinding, but I do feel like it leaves kind of a gray cast, and I just don't see myself reaching for it, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass this one on. On another note, I have the Kilowatt Highlighter in Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal from Fenty. One of my favorites. Actually, this is probably my favorite highlighter from her. I do like the diamond, how many carats as well, but this is a beautiful colored highlighter, just good for every day or when you want to amp it up. And then I also have Trophy Wife. It's all dirty because, you know, I got this right when it came out. This is just very, I don't know, what's the word, iconic. And I just don't want to get rid of it because I can still wear it. It's very, like I'm probably not going to wear it a lot, but I just like to have it in my collection. So I'm going to hold on to both of these. So here's one I picked up, but I'm actually going to declutter. This is from Inglot, and this is called the Intense Sparkler. It's kind of like a baked formula, and it is really pretty, but I have so many of these colors through and through, and I just don't reach for this, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass this one on. Here's an older highlight that I absolutely adore. I love the formula on this. This is Dose of Colors I Love Sarah E and Soulmate. Very, very pretty. Just, I don't know, insanely intense. Kind of like that powder formula that you really buff in. I mean, look at that. It's crazy. So I'm definitely gonna hold on to this. I do think you can still get this, or I think she has another shade. You can get one or the other. So I don't know. I just can't let go of this one. This is one when you buff into the skin, it just comes to life. It's very, very pretty. So here's some interesting multi-glow products from Iconic London. I love these. I have the shade here, Halo. Halo is a pinky shade. This is a cream product, kind of like a jelly product. This is my favorite one, Frosted Gold. I just want to keep both of them. You can see I've kind of done some damage into Frosted Gold specifically. I still use these a lot. Very, very, very intense glow. You can use them under your foundation, over it. It doesn't disrupt. I'm going to hold on to both of these. So here's a highlighter that I really love. This is Peach Goddess. This reminds me very much of the Lunar Beauty Mars, just the colorway. I have used and abused this, and I still enjoy this. This is a very pretty, intense highlight, so I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to this. This will be my only Jeffree Star one that I've held on to because I really just like it more than any of his other ones. So this is an interesting product. This is from Tarte, and it's called the Spellbound Sparkler. This is really like a glitter highlight topper. I actually really enjoy this. I don't know if they make it anymore, but I do use it on occasion, so I'm gonna hold on to this one. Very similar to that, I have Queen from Kylie Cosmetics. Again, it's like a very sparkly pink highlighter. I adore this, still use it sometimes, so I'm gonna hold on to this as well. So here's a highlighter that I haven't used in a long time. This is the Dior Air Luminizer in 001. I used to adore this, and it is really pretty, but I feel like I found some other ones that I love just as much, if not more, especially because this is so pricey. I just don't see myself reaching for it or recommending it over other ones I found, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this. So here's an interesting highlighter I've had for a while. This is from Black Up. I don't even know if this is still available on Sephora. They may have pulled the whole line, but this is a highlighting quad, and I admittedly really only used this shade up here, which was very glittery and intense. To be honest, I don't even think I can link it anymore. I know there was some drama with the company saying they were Black owned and then they weren't. It was just kind of like a mess, and I really only use that one shade, which I can dupe out, so I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye to this one. Here is a throwback from MAC. This is Oh Darling. This is a staple again. It's just so similar to all the other ones I have, but I still feel some sort of like connection to this one. I don't know why. So I think I'm gonna hold on to this one. So here we have two of the Maybelline Master Chromes. I really enjoy this. I have Molten Peach and Molten Gold. I love both of these. I'm gonna hang on to them. So here's a throwback for you. When these first came out from Pat McGrath, these are the gold and pink highlighters. Let me swatch these for you. They are really unique highlighters. There's something about the pink one specifically I just adore. I don't use the gold as much. I'm trying to be realistic here. I think I actually am going to declutter the gold, which shocks me, but I have not used it in forever. And I'm gonna keep the pink because I truly do love this pink. It's a beautiful, strong pink shift. And there's just a little bit of an attachment to this one. So next up, I have this pressed highlighter from Artist Couture. This is in the shade Hot Damn. I should have swatched these from the beginning, I'm sorry, but this is a beautiful highlight. Something about this, I can't decide, but it's kind of like fairly new to my collection. I mean, when I say that, it's like 6 months old, maybe longer. But it's not like a throwback, and I'm just not ready to say goodbye yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and hang on to this one. So here I have 2 of the Wet n Wild highlighters. I have I'm So Lit, which is a little bit more of like a pearl champagne, and then I also have Written in the Stars, which is a pinky color. I'm gonna hang on to these. These are very pretty, kind of similar to like the Artist Couture, kind of one of my favorite drugstore highlighters, and I just wanna hold on to both. Next up, I have this from Laura Lee Los Angeles. This is the Lit Kit, and this is the, I wanna say it's the light medium colorway. So really I only use these 2 shades, but these are really pretty, really intense highlighters, and I want to hold on to these. These are the ones that, similar to the Manny MUA ones, or Lunar Beauty I guess I should say, where you buff them in and they really come to life. They're very, very pretty, so I'm going to hold on to this palette. So almost done here. I have this e.l.f. Nabella highlighter. I haven't even used this yet. I bought this a while ago. I don't think you can get it anymore, but I do want to try it because I had great reviews. So I'm going to hold on to this just because I haven't even had a chance to try it yet. And then circling back to these ABH highlighters, you can't get them anymore. These are so old. I can literally dupe these in my collection so easily. As you can tell, I have a preference. I like the standard gold, and then I like these kind of icy shades to just apply on top. But I literally have this through and through with Ofra, Dior, ColourPop, I don't even know, Dose of Colors, all of these. So I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye to these. All right guys, so here are the highlighters that I'm saying goodbye to. I counted them. In total we have 25 highlighters, so I feel like that's pretty good. Definitely kept more than I'm decluttering, but the fact that I was able to say goodbye to 25 is a good sign to me. So this is what I am decluttering. So here are all the highlighters that I'm going to be keeping. This is 42 highlighters. So I decluttered 25 and kept 42. The fact that I had 70 highlighters is absolutely insanity. So I'm glad that I did this. 42 is still a lot, and I feel like maybe I can do a declutter soon in the next couple of months. If you guys enjoyed this, I'll continue to do these. So this is my highlighter declutter. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want to see more of these, let me know down below what you want to see first. Is it going to be foundation, concealer, bronzers, blushes? I can do this with all of my collection, especially in this weird time. I feel like, you know, I'm just trying to do content that'll keep you guys busy, that is not involving like telling you guys to buy a bunch of new stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.